My husband Clay was very funny. So funny he laughed at his own jokes.
My dad was very kind and caring. He always had a smile on his face.
Clay and Drew liked to go to Speedway and get ices. That was like their thing.
My dad was my best friend. We were just like two peas in a pod. So we used to live on a farm, and he would also build fence besides being a firefighter. So I'd ride around with him a lot to give like estimates.
His fire department brother and sisters said he was a great leader. If they made a mistake, he didn't make them feel terrible. He didn't yell at them. He usually just made a joke about it, told them not to do it again. And they really appreciated that. Clay started as a volunteer firefighter when he was 18. So all total between volunteer and the paid departments, he had about 31 years. His last department was Harrison Township Fire Department in Dayton, Ohio. His guys were pretty loyal.
We love all of them.
Yeah. They're very relatable, like really down to earth kind of guys and gals who know what to say at the right time and what to say about Dad at the right time.
They all act the same.
One's a mini-me of Clay. The other was probably, we used to tease him and say it was his bromance. They were really close. It's a very busy fire department. They only have 2 houses. They run 6 men in each house, and they average about 8,000 to 10,000 medic calls a year.
What I heard a lot about him was just he was a really big community leader. Like, you'd hear so much about how, like, he'd know everybody, but, like, not really know their names. Like, they'd joke about how, like, he'd be like, that's Bob, but, like, his name wasn't really Bob. It was like, it's the same people, but, like, he didn't really, like, remember what their names were. So, like, it was kind of like that friendly neighborhood, like, backbone. Like, kind of like, you know, that they're going to be there to help you out if you need something. And they're not going to, like, begrudgingly go there to help you. Like, they know that they're going to be there to help you no matter what.
The firefighters would tell us that they'd go on some medic calls, and he would just sit on the couch and just start chatting people up, and they'd pack up and leave, and he'd be like, I'll be there in a minute. And he'd stay and continue talking to whoever. His favorite people to talk to were veterans. Yeah, especially the World War II veterans, yeah.
I think what I miss most about my dad is probably having someone to talk to, because like I said earlier, he was my best friend, so it's like kind of hard not having that person. Like, I mean, you can have other best friends, but it's just not the same.
I miss getting Slurpees with him at Speedway the most, because that's all that we did when we went to Speedway, and getting some candy.
What about wiffle ball?
Oh yeah, he owns me in wiffle ball.
Started on wiffle ball. That gets stupid competitive.
Yeah.
If it goes past like the flowers, it's a home run. If it go past the pitcher on the ground ball, that's a single. And it's just, we use ghost runners, and it's like 1 out, you switch, 1 out, you switch, and we just go until we're either yelling at each other or we come to an agreement that someone won. That's the Olympics.
Oh, yeah,
We all play. I mean,
that
my
was the
missus
main
plays
sport.
soccer, so it's like games, like him going to games like that. Hearing him out the sidelines, he was a chirper at the ref more than he was at anything else. So, I mean, it's nice not getting like looks sometimes, but like at the same time, I just miss him going to like games, especially like he passed away before like my first like high school season, so not being there for that kind of sucks. But I'm happy that he was there for like other games like before that.
When my dad came and watched me play soccer, it was usually him telling me to stop walking. But yeah, he came to watch. I actually played in college, so he got to watch me play a season in college and all of high school, and then when I was younger. And if we got hurt, he would just tell us to suck it up.
Yeah, if it wasn't dangling, bleeding, falling off, it was get back in. They also were in 4-H and showed sheep. And when she was teeny tiny, she showed a horse, like a pony,
And a steer.
and a steer. But for her class, he had to match her in the color scheme, and then he led the pony around the ring. And then, sheep season from about March to July and August, and then sometimes all the way into November. It was all about the sheep, all about the sheep. Clay loved it. He he was in 4-H when he was younger, and he showed pigs and had a grand champion. And then when he was in high school, he was fair king. So he was all about the animals. Later, when he was in his early 20s, joined the fair board. So he was very involved until Olivia was old enough to show 4-H, and then he wanted to concentrate just on the kids and not have the responsibilities around the fairgrounds. Olivia one year had a reserve grand champion. It was actually 2 sheep, it was a pen of 2. And he was pretty proud of those. He would spend all day getting those sheep ready. And then when you'd think he was done, he wasn't. He was usually, wiping them down, walking to the ring. I mean, you'd have thought he was showing.
One year at the International Livestock Expo, we took my sheep and we were in showmanship, and it's a huge show. So I'd never really done well in it just because there's hundreds of people in each class. So one year I placed, and he blames it on me chewing gum is the reason that I didn't win.
He called her Bubbles because she was out there blowing bubbles.
I think one thing I'm gonna miss most about that is the long car rides, either from estimates or just around in general. I try to be respectful at school. I just try to be kind of nice to everybody. I don't really try to pick fights with anybody or hold grudges with people. If someone were to rub me the wrong way, I'm not gonna take it hurtful the first time. I'm just gonna be okay, that's fine. We're just gonna move on from that. I just try to be the friendly neighborhood guy he was, and just try to be as nice as I can to people, and just not be filled with spite or anger towards anybody.
One thing I'm gonna miss the most about my dad is his laugh. He'll make everyone laugh even if he's laughing. Especially when he's watching a funny movie, he'll fall off the bed.
One thing I'm gonna miss most about my dad is his constant encouragement and comfort.
Here's to you, with that smile on your face. Here's to you.